What's up, everybody? This review, we're taking a look at the Mythic Legions Poxxus from the Poxxus wave. So this figure is one of the four horsemen. I don't want to say of the apocalypse or nothing like that, but one of the four horsemen characters in the mythos lore. We've already got war, famine, and we have pestilence, basically. This is what Poxxus is going to be. So here he is in the packaging. He looks really cool. I like the horseman designs. I think they're pretty cool, pretty different, especially than anything that I could ever imagine, as far as like what I would think the horsemen look like. But yeah, again, here he is in the packaging. I kind of wanted this guy just for parts, to be honest. I was just gonna take him and completely take him apart. I think the armor that he wears is pretty cool. The soft goods and some of the things that he has looks really cool. And I wanted to part it out to the knights because the knights are my favorite part of Mythic Legions. I love those guys. So, but the more I look at this guy, the more I wanted to like keep him like this, and maybe somewhere down the line, just grab me a second one that I can find parts of or something like that. But I mean, you can see a lot of his accessories. You got him. You got these arrows. You've got the different hands, everything. Of course, there's more in there. But it's nice to get this wider packaging where you can see a little bit more of it. He's got some wings back there. You got his little side bio here. Okay, you got the back with a little bit more of a bio here. Pause that. You got other figures from the wave. This was not my most favorite wave at all. I think it's got some cool things in there. The Jinn, the Wizards. I think I picked up the soft goods for this guy. Just throw it on a knight. My Valiant Knight. I thought it was going to look kind of cool, but there's a lot of wizards in this one. And I was just kind of like, man, you know. I know people that are really into like all the figures and characters and that sort of thing, but this wave just wasn't for me. So I've had this guy sitting on the side for a while because I was debating on how I was gonna do this, but I think I am gonna leave him alone and just try to find the parts. But as we go through it, I'll talk about which ones I really enjoyed or liked from the looks of it. So I'll get them open and we'll check them out. So here's Poxxus outside of the packaging, and he looks really cool. Pretty different, but cool, and with a lot of accessories also. So accessories wise, he's got these pretty cool wings here. They are a little translucent. Look at the detail in there. Pretty awesome. You can see it's textured. The color fades. Really nice. I believe these do separate. I'm not trying to snap anything. It does come with one for the left and right, though. I have to check on that later. I don't actually look after looking at it. I don't know that it separates. I don't think I see a joint in there, but again, I will heat it up and check those out better in just a moment. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. Of course, one for each side. He has this awesome bow that you can see some very nice details in. You've got this metallic green, dark green. You've got this lighter green handle, like wraps or something. That's got this creature-like features. That is a real string. Looks really nice. And it looks, this one, he comes with two bows, so this one comes off more like it's depowered, that sort of thing. Because he also comes with this bow here. Same style, but it's got these little miniature wings on it. Now that looks like it's going to try to do some damage. Same thing, this nice like sparkly green in there. Nice wings, translucent that fades. Some pretty cool details in there. And all of it has some nice paint. Then get a set of shoulder pauldrons that are pretty beat up. Warm. Looks really nice. Look at those details in there, the little dents, everything like that. Some green dry brushing through there. Pretty awesome. I really like that. That has a lot of personality to it, you know? We got this backpack that plugs into his back that can hold the wings. And it's got this nice little shape to it. Very different. It's got this sparkling green in there. Pretty cool. Then you get this tiny knife. See if I can't separate it. Yep, bring that out. And it's got this nice blade. Nice silver to it. The little sheath that's a really nice blue and like bronze looking. The blue's shiny. Really nice. You've got the quiver with the arrows. You can see the details in the arrows and the feathers. The paint in there to bring it out. The dry brushing on that brown to make it look more leather-like. Really cool. You get a single arrow. Translucent. Looks pretty cool, a little flimsy. Then you get one that looks like as if that one arrow just separated into like a bunch of locust type stuff. That pestilence just kind of spreading from the one arrow. It's a really awesome looking effect here. Really cool. Hit multiple targets with that, or you're just spreading plague across the whole battlefield. You get this symbol here. It's pretty cool. I'm imagining it's some kind of like magical barrier type thing. Not 100% sure on that, but it does look good. I'll figure out that in a moment also. Pretty cool though. And then of course you get a bunch of different hands. So you get, he comes with the open hands, some of my favorite hands, those little expressions there. You get the C hands, the grabbing hands. These have vertical hinges on them. Move that out of the way so you can see that better. And you can see the little green with the dark green in there, making it look pretty sickly. Look at those nails. Pretty wild. You get a slightly less grippy hand. Same thing, some nice details in there. And then you get another set of C hands, holding hands with the horizontal hinges. So pretty nice. Pretty cool. And that's it for his accessories. Let's take a look at him. So I almost forgot one accessory, and this is probably one of my favorite things that I wanted from this figure, was this little piece here that goes around the neck. I don't know why, I just think that sort of look is pretty cool. You know, I've seen a lot of people take parts from this and put them on knights, which was kind of my main goal at first. Man, it looks good around like anybody. It's crazy that this one piece was a big driving factor for me. Of course, with some other pieces that he has. So looking at Poxxus himself, check that out. He's got this awesome, like these, like, I don't know what to call them, bug legs coming out of his head. Spikes also. The little bug legs have the shiny green on there, same as the bow did. He's got the little, plague going around his head. Got all those little blisters, that sort of thing. Green with the dark green dry brushing and wash throughout, bringing out some of those details. You got this really nice beard, long beard, with the different shades in there. Looks really awesome. It's sculpted really nice. Look at that little tie at the end. This little bead. You get this nice armor, which is one of the things I really liked about this figure and that I wanted, was this brown armor, like chainmail type armor, or dragon scale rather. It's like a little scaly, but cool looking brown with that nice little dry brush in there with the black to kind of help bring out those details. You got his arms with the light green with the dark green wash going through all throughout. On his hip, on his belt, you get all kinds of little things. You get these little, not tentacles, but these little arms, spider arms, insect arms. Looks like little potion bottles. All kinds of stuff. There's a little creature inside this bag. They're like beetle type stuff. Nice little emblem here on the belt. Those same legs, creature legs. This part is soft goods, which I like. This is another part that I really like. So I really love the chest. I love the soft goods here and that little neck piece. You get these legs here. We've seen these before, but they are a little more dirtied up and having the dark green wash going through it, or dry brush. And then there's the back. So a lot of dry brushing and stuff to make him look pretty worn, dirty. Someone that would be maybe covered in plague or spreading plague. Those eyes, they look crazy. So yeah, pretty cool. So for articulation, head doesn't move down as much because the beard gets in the way. Head doesn't look up too far. Go. I guess it goes pretty nicely, but once you go any further than that, it just pops off. So you're just kind of balancing it, like how far before it pops off. Left to right, tilts pretty nice. Also got a little joint there where it can just swivel left to right, but it doesn't really move on there. Staying pretty stiff. And we got our shoulder joint. Pretty good for a T-pose. Single jointed elbow that, because of the sculpt on him, goes back pretty far. Like a little past 90, which is pretty nice. You got the peg and hinge for the hands. You get the rotation in that elbow also. You get that ball jointed waist. So forward, not so much. Back, yeah, not so much on this guy. Leg goes forward, goes back to about neutral, a little past neutral. Out, upper, should be upper thigh twist in there. I've seen these legs before. Getting hung up on my soft goods here. Upper thigh joint. Single jointed knee that's bending pretty decent, pretty okay. Peg and hinge, pivot, ankle pivot. So pretty cool. You get a good amount of articulation with this guy. Gonna have to maybe mess around some more to get him to free up a little bit more in the waist or something, but not bad. Not bad. Kind of feel like he's doing like a Danhausen type thing. But really cool looking. All right, so here's Poxxus with the wings on. We've got the little cloth around his neck. We've got the shoulder pauldrons on him. And he's definitely looking really cool. But I'm having trouble with these wings. Like, they just seem to pop out of the back adapter pretty easy. Now, this could go up or down either way, whichever you want to. And the wings, as far as I could tell, would not separate, so I'm not going to try to force it. I don't want to risk breaking anything, especially like after trying to like warm these up. It's pretty loose now. You can see it falling. So yeah, I'm not gonna mess with that. I'm just gonna say that is his wings there, and mine are falling out of the back pretty pretty easy. And I'll probably take him out here in a second just to not have to deal with that. But let's see. In fact, I'm going to take those out. Not even going to mess with that because I want to mess with some of his gear. So you got the quiver here. Where are we going to put that? I'm going to put that on the back belt here. Seems like that will come out pretty far. So maybe something like that. We got the little knife. Where do we want to put that? I don't know. I guess it could go in the same area. Leave it off for now. Then we'll throw one of these bad boys on. We use this bow just because it looks pretty awesome with those little wings on it. The other one looks like a stored away version. Get that on here. Here's Poxxus holding his bow. It's pretty tough to try to mess with this guy. I do really like the look of it, I would say. I think it's really awesome. But I think for me, part of it is the figure is being hindered by some of the features that it has. And it could just be me, man. Somebody else is probably doing this a lot better than I am as far as putting some of these attachments on there. I could put that knife on there better, but so you got the bow, you got this attachment here, and I've been having like the roughest time like trying to get it look like it's actually launching because it would be sitting out here. But then you're like, how do you hold it? I tried different hands and I tried wedging it in there, with more of like this hand here sort of thing. And at some points it does kind of hold it pretty okay, but you also got to hold the bow, and that's where it's launching from. It has these little spikes on the handle, and as I messed around with it, it kind of broke off one. The other one is bent. Just small details like that. You got a real small spot for your hand to land on it, and because of the little detail in there, it just kind of gave way. It looks nice like this, and then you could put the single arrow in the other hand, like he's getting ready to fire it, which I think is pretty nice. And maybe I might leave something similar to this. I'll do that a little bit better. But I think trying to get that huge one on there is pretty tough. I wish it was a little easier somewhere to really guide it on here. Maybe it's supposed to sit in between some of these. I thought maybe at one point these parts of the wings are supposed to help guide it, but they really don't. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I guess I wish it was more of a, even though I like the design and think it looks cool, I'm starting to, because of that, maybe wish it was just a plain bow. Didn't have all this crazy look to it. But again, it does look really nice. It's just, I don't know. Could just be me. But when you look at it like that, I mean, it looks pretty cool. Yeah, it looks pretty creepy, pretty awesome. He's just going around shooting those arrows, spreading plague. And then you put these little, wings on there, and that would look pretty awesome. So yeah, I have no idea, and I still haven't figured this out. Maybe it's just a spell you put somewhere. Yeah, I'm liking it, but also, that's kind of turning me off a little bit from it. But I do like the parts on it. Like I said, I kind of really wanted it 4 parts. So I like that armor. I like the shoulder pauldrons. Um, oh, and that the soft goods. I really like that. So yeah, pretty cool. For a quick comparison, we've got Poxxus next to Sir Elijah and a Valiant Knight. Um, man, these knights are awesome. And I am hoping to take this apart and make some custom stuff. Or, like I think I was saying before, maybe get a second one. But right now, I'm kind of feeling, I don't want to say blah about Poxxus. He's pretty cool, unique. He's going to look nice to like stand there like that. Um, he didn't really come with anything else. I guess he's not really like a sword handler. He's more like distance shooting these arrows, and just if you can get close to him, you're lucky to fight. But you probably haven't suffered. You probably did suffer a lot of casualties trying to get there. But yeah, he's probably a beast on the battlefield. These guys look really awesome next to him. He's got so much detail. His little brown cloth that's going around his neck is kind of what made me want to put one on Valiant and kind of on anybody. I do want to make a custom of myself, but I probably would take that brown part and put it on him. I don't know what it is about it. I mean, I just think it looks really cool. But yeah, he looks pretty awesome just standing there. The details, the paint, everything like that. Um, get a couple of like uh, undead characters. You know, you get the undead Legion builder, and you start building that out. Get a bunch of people that are like, stuck with the plague. The this is Necronominus type stuff, so they're gonna fit more in with him. But you get all of them on the battlefield. Some sick looking creatures. It'll be pretty awesome. But yeah, that's so I do like it. Final thoughts. I do like the figure. I think it looks amazing, sculpted awesome. It does move like a Mythic Legion, so it moves pretty decent. Um, the attachments, I was just having such a rough time. My wings are loose, they drop. Um, and then not having real true guidance on the arrow. I wish it was a little bit better. They did put a lot of time in sculpting into it. But yeah, I just think it could have been done just a little bit better. Somehow. I don't know. Just to give you that guidance to let it rest really nicely in there. Give you a nice like action shot. Um I just wish some of the parts on it worked a little bit better. Wish the quiver and knife could fit on there a little bit easier. Instead of moving things around and things popping off. Just everywhere, the wings popping off, this little emblem popping off, the little knife for this popping off. Yeah, it's pretty. I'm pretty down about that part, but other than that, I think it looks really good. And again, I don't know if you're planning on putting your horsemen on their horses. He's got one. They've all got their own horses, and they look amazing sitting on top of their horses, especially if you can get them all together. That shot looks really, really awesome. And he looks awesome if you can get him in the right pose and just kind of set up. But as far as being like really action like with it, like I'm not going to go do a stop motion with it. That'd be a nightmare. Everything falling every single time. Uh, just having to worry about where parts are just popping off. I'm like, nah, that's going to be pretty brutal. I have to take the wings off and just act like they're stored away somewhere. They only grow out whenever he's going to use them. Something like that. You have to come up with your own little story that way, just so you don't have to use parts, which I think is kind of down. But again, other than that, the details are awesome. The washes all throughout to make them look real sickly. The different colors is pretty cool and bring out those details. So yeah, that's going to be it for this review. Hopefully it helped you out. Maybe you want this guy for your set. You're just going to have him posed. Maybe you want the 4 horsemen all together, the horses. I don't have his horse, so I can't show you that. Actually, I don't think I have any other horsemen now that I think about it. They do look awesome. I just never really jumped on them like that. This was the first one I picked up, and a lot of it was because I wanted some of those parts, which, you know, that's a big deal about Mythic. Sometimes you're just looking at characters for parts, which is pretty crazy, but also pretty cool. So yeah, hopefully this helps you out, and help you decide, as always, whether you want it, eat it, pass on it. Maybe you're going to hold out on it. And some things do sell out and you aren't able to find it. So again, keep that in mind also. You know, those prices do go up if you miss it and they're gone. But yeah, hopefully you saw what you needed to see. Maybe your experience will be totally different from mine. So yeah, that's going to be it for this review. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Later.